you know.
Okay,
And
we're
just
gonna go ahead and get
Red's
started
in it.
here.
She's.
Well, today is October 8th. That's crazy. It's October already. We were just talking about that. I'm glad you all are joining us today. I have Linda Benjamin and Bobbi Messersmith here to talk about Cattleman's Ball, which is going to be happening in 2026 in Cozad. So welcome, ladies.
Hello.
You just want to talk about what Cattleman's Ball is, and I'm going to apologize right out of the chute because I thought it was Cattleman's Ball. So that's all the advertising I did, and then I was on their site and realized it's Cattlemen's Ball. So I had some education to learn about this.
Yeah, it is, I guess, Cattleman's Ball. It will be held June 5th and 6th here north of Cozad, about 10 miles next year on Howdy and Linda Benjamin's place. So they are co-hosting with my husband and I, Levi. Of course, the boys can't make it. And to any of the event like this things, yeah, we forget. So we're super excited about it. It's been several years in the making, the approval process, the application process, things like that. So we're excited to bring the amount of people. We're hoping for, 4,000 to 5,000 people in attendance. So to bring them into this area to showcase what we have to offer, the surrounding areas, the people, the culture, the history, all that will be included in it. It's not just an eat and dine and drink and dance kind of sort of thing. It does showcase the area and history, and we're really excited to be able to do that, not only in our history tent and just the showcase and the presentations we do at the ball, but also including the area in the extracurricular events that happen a little bit outside of the ball too. So
You just said a whole bunch of things that I'd like to unpack a little bit.
okay, and I'll unpack.
All right.
I have a bunch of unpacking to do, and we'll
for
see.
people who don't know, what is the Cattleman Ball? Because you just said 4,000 to 5,000 people are going to be coming here over the course of one weekend. Why?
So the Cattleman's Ball started in 1998 as a fundraiser for cancer research, and 100% of the money raised goes towards cancer research. So 90% goes to the Fred and Pamela Buffett Cancer Center in Omaha, and now the new location in Kearney, which is fantastic. That's getting us close to home. So 90% of those proceeds all go to them. The other 10% we as a board and things get to allocate to our local healthcare initiatives. And we'll touch a little bit on it, but anyone that volunteers in the thing, say there's an FFA group or the school gets involved with several things, they can actually put an application in for a grant to receive funds of that money, of that 10%, to be allocated towards things that they need. Now, it needs to go towards a health initiative, like say the high school needs new AED machines, say they need new football stretchers, say they need new safety equipment for welding, things like that. It needs to be something that's on the health initiative versus just let's buy new lockers or something like that.
So like Dawson County Cancer Care Fund, try to say that really fast, was just here last month for our community chat. So I didn't really know anything about them. So can nonprofit organizations get involved too?
Anyone and everyone can do, like I said, it needs to go towards a healthcare initiative. You can't just say you need new basketballs or something, but you can flip it enough to say, hey, this is a youth program, or something like that. But our local fire department and EMT squad is going to be obviously heavily involved, but they're looking for a new facility. They need new equipment. They have members joining all the time, and the turnout here, is pretty expensive and things like that. So their application, they can be allocated the money and things like that to use for any of that. So our Grand Generation Center, can, new transportation, new hand washing stations, type thing. It's anything and everything that they need to allocate. So We really encourage those groups and things to reach out to us for volunteer. Obviously, it's kind of going to be merit-based. If someone shows up with 50 volunteers and works all weekend, and someone shows up with 2 and throws an application in, might be leaning a little more towards the heavily helped with things, but.
So you said applications, like, do you have a website, or those applications on the website, or how do people get?
Yeah, but
Do they
we'll do that
contact
as you
you?
volunteer and as you come to us in the volunteer area of it. The committee that's in charge of that has all that. You'll fill it out, you'll, do it on site and afterwards, kind of sort of thing, take home and do the packet and application. And again, those are decided as the board, Howdy and Linda, Levi and I, and our elite 8, as we call them, and things will be the voters of that and what we'd be able to allocate and stuff. So our goal is to raise $2 million at this year's ball. So that leaves 200,000 to put it back into the area community
That's
and
fantastic.
things. So that's a lofty goal, and with everybody's help, we're gonna reach it. I mean, that's our
Yeah,
ultimate goal. But
yeah, so it sounds like a very big endeavor.
yes.
Can you tell us about, like, the planning stations?
Well, before we move real quick, just one more thing that I thought was a really, really cool thing that I did not know about the Cattlemen's Ball before this. In the 27 years that they've done it, our year will be the 28th next June, but in 27 years, they've raised over $21 million for cancer research.
In Nebraska.
That stays 100% in Nebraska. Now, the cool thing about it is they took that $21 million and they turned it into $93 million for research. So that means that, say, a student at the Omaha Center applies for a $50,000 budget, and they then take their research and it becomes something that is showing promise and things. They apply to the government and the government doesn't match. There was one just a while ago that they were doing liver research in mice.
Nice.
Yep, and he took his $50,000 one, had such promise to it, the government replied back with a $600,000 grant for him to fund it, continue his research. So it doesn't just stop. It stops at our borders, which is amazing that it stays all in Nebraska, but it doesn't stop there. Like, our $2 million that we're gonna raise can transpose into $17-18 million at the level of them being able to use the research thing. So, and it's a pretty scary thing when half of our population is gonna deal with cancer in their lifetime. So you or I, one of us, is getting cancer. So it affects, and if it's not us, it's our dad.
Closer to wood to knock on
Yeah, it's our dad, it's our mom, it's our brother, it's our sister. So, and the survival rate of it because of this research is becoming, you get cancer, you survive it. There's a lot of promise in it. So that's why we're doing it. That's the reason, and the whole point of taking this great big endeavor on, is to kill cancer.
And one thing, we'd like people to know that it's not for cattlemen only.
No.
It's called the Cattlemen's Ball, but if you buy a ticket, you can come.
Yeah,
it. It's for everybody.
it's for everybody, anybody and everybody.
And it's a unique opportunity for us to showcase our community and the community working together to make this thing happen.
I'm gonna guess that it's not only community, but I would guess it's our county.
It's everything. Yeah,
It's everyone.
we have our elite 8, which are the 8 underneath us 4, and they're from Callaway, we have Gothenburg, we have Lexington, we have Eustis, Farnham, we have, so our goal is area, and we can't do it as Cozad, as a community. To host, we're looking for 500 plus volunteers to help put the event on. We're looking for thousands of dollars worth of seed money to get going and to turn it into 2 million. So it's an area involvement, and there's been great response already. Like I said, it hits close to home with everybody, but it's not just Cozad, it's not just Dawson County even, and stuff. It's the surrounding area.
Can you take us through what you envision for that weekend? What's gonna be happening? Do you know?
Yeah, so that kind of gets into a little bit of, there's 2 levels of ticket entry. One is the trail boss and one is the trail hand. So the trail boss is the overall event, the entire thing, from Friday at 4 o'clock until Saturday night at Sunday morning at 2 a.m., like whatever you want to do. So that entails both Friday and Saturday night entertainment. We have headliners coming in the country music world. I can't reveal them yet, but that name drop is coming soon. So typically they don't have entertainment on Friday night. We have a good up and coming singer, super excited about him coming, type thing. So Friday and Saturday night entertainment, concert style. The Trail Boss also gets you Friday night supper, Saturday breakfast, Saturday luncheon, which is a sit down, usually like homestyle filet or steak lunch, and Saturday night prime rib buffet. It gets you into all the events that go on during the thing. There's a Serenity Garden and Prayer Palace. We're hoping to do some really, really cool things with that. And there's a surprise that, if I can get everything done in the way it is, an old relic from Cozad 125 years ago that's going to be the showcase and things. So a little bit of
you say that, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I won't say it, but
anyone with carpentry skills is welcome to show up at my house all winter. So maybe a little bit of history throwback for that, and kind of the center of our Serenity Garden. You get executive tent access. There's a wine tasting and art show. We're going to do a draft horse exhibit with the draft horses and showcase the production of alfalfa throughout the years, because this was the alfalfa capital of the world. So draft horses on site and all the haying demonstration. The beef tent, we're going to do a cooking demonstration that shows you how to cook the different hard parts of the cow, that maybe we all grind up into hamburger or
like a Pikes Peak roast. What do you do?
Yeah. Or a tri-tip. I struggle with tri-tip, things like that. So
you need to go to Studio 6 Bistro with all their tri-tips.
I do eat there. That's why I have tri-tip. She's very good at it. Maybe we'll get her in the beef tent. But there's a healthcare tent that'll be cancer screening and informational. I learned a lot. It was crazy. Some of the things, you get to walk through a colon. So not everybody can say that they've been inside a colon. The history.
Well, you said you did that. Did you go to this year's?
Yes. Yep.
Where was it?
A couple of them. Beatrice. Yeah. Blue Hill. Yeah. So the year before that, it was in the Scottsbluff area. So
I do know they move it around.
It moves around every year, as far as from east to west and everywhere in between.
Is this the first time it's really been central?
They did one in Lexington years and years and years ago.
Almost the first one was Jeffries.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeffries.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they did the Novacek Ranch 10 plus years ago.
The Bergen, and a couple of years ago it was in Paxton.
Yeah.
Which was close. Yeah, broken bow.
Have you reached out to those people to say, can you help us?
My aunt and uncle helped really big with the one that was in the Hay Center area, and they said, good luck. So, yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's kind of like birthing a baby.
Yeah, I think you have to forget about it for a while, or you go to the next one thinking that you're so glad it's not you doing it again. But it's been incredible how much help we've already had, and how many people are just, I'll help anything you want to say. And we're like, oh, okay, we need an overall. And they're like, yeah, maybe a couple levels down. But again, the response and the excitement about it has been pretty outstanding. So, and I joke, I don't know whether I'm burying Levi under the Serenity Garden where he's in peace, or whether I'm burying him under the main tent where I step on him all night long. Like, I haven't decided yet where he goes. Howdy could have a grave right beside him, right?
He could.
So what I'm hearing you guys say is there's gonna be lots of things
Yes.
going on.
Yes. There's events planned all day. And one thing I didn't touch on that I was a little hesitant the very first time I saw it, and it has become one of my favorite things to do. They host a style show. And so the models are cancer survivors. They are outfitted by the area boutiques and clothing departments. So I'm excited. Our area is already pledged that they want to do outfits and things like that. But you get to then hear their story, and they walk up on stage, and it's a pretty incredible moment. And if you can go dry-eyed through it, good luck. I haven't ever made it yet, because their stories, that their survival and the way they get up and present themselves and stuff like that, it's extremely.
Yeah. So how do you get connected to the code?
So
to this
again,
cancer survivor?
Yep, contact Levi or I or Linda and Howdy. There'll be our information on the website, on everything like that is really easy to click and contact us.
What is the website?
So the website is cattlemansball.com.
Men's.
Cattlemen's, yeah, plural men's. The Facebook is Cattlemen's Ball of Nebraska. They're both up, and hopefully maybe we can add some links to this or something. We have it
Yeah,
linked on
for
our webpage and things like that. There'll be flyers all over the tickets. There's QR codes. We have a giant Spurs trailer that we've been hauling around all summer and things with the
It was
banners on
over
it.
in the parking lot.
Yep.
Is it still over there?
No,
Or you've just been going to probably different?
We've been pulling everywhere just to try and get the word out in the
Parades.
area and things like that, but there's a QR code that's available on that takes you right to the different things. Our media team is hoping to get up and going about doing some pop-ups, and some things like that. So we'd like to just kind of keep a month by month, hey, this is what's going on. Hey, this is time to sign up for this. This is time to sign up for that. So there'll be a bunch of us in the area reaching out for different things and different uses of media.
So you're saying you have different groups, like a media group. Is there room for people to get involved at this level right
Absolutely.
now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we have Levi and I, Howdy and Linda are the main chairs underneath.
You're the grand poobahs.
We're the crazy ones. Underneath us, we call them the Elite Eight, so they don't quit. We have 8 different ones. There are 4 different major categories then, entertainment, site, underwriting, and food. Yes, so those 4 categories underneath, so there are 2 in charge of each one of them. Underneath them are 32 subcommittees. So we have chairs that are in head. We are missing 2 headliners right now that have kind of jumped back and backed out of, but we have subcommittees underneath them, from outdoor decorations, indoor decorations, noon meal, evening meal, all those kinds of subcommittees. And then from there, they will branch out, find their own subcommittees underneath them.
So what
as
are you
well.
still looking for, something?
We
somebody's
need
watching?
confirmation on outdoor directors or outdoor decorations. She's in the works. She's gonna say yes, because she can't back out. She's my friend, I'll disown her. And the other one we are looking for are silent auction.
Oh, good.
One chairman, yeah, that had to back out. So those are the 2 that we're kind of looking for. The rest of them are all
So
locked in.
same
but-
thing, if anybody's interested,
Yep, absolutely.
internet land.
Yep, absolutely. Reach out to me, and my cell phone, I'll give you all the information you want, Levi. So
we haven't found a lot of people that said, hey, I'd like to be in charge.
most of them have.
Most of the people said, I'd like to help. What can I do?
Yeah.
But I don't want to be in charge. But it's probably gonna take between 300 and 350 volunteers.
Oh, more than, yeah,
I mean,
they say
you
it's
think about
500.
it, just picking up the trash.
Yeah,
Committee to empty the trash cans every night.
I know
All
from
kinds of
working
things.
on Cozad 150, there was a lot more involved than,
Yeah, and this
and that
is,
was small compared to what you guys are.
well, this is in the middle of a pasture with 0 water, 0 electrical, 0 covering, 0.
It's
So,
got a
I
beautiful
mean,
view.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful, but it is primitive pasture where all that is brought in, so, but we have a lot of the decisions are already made and locked in. We have a lot of exciting things that people are jumping at the chance to help
Okay,
us
so
do.
when you were talking about, you can't say music yet, do you have a timeline to where you do big announcements online yet?
We were waiting for the tickets to be, they're in the final thing. I just got an email this morning about the girls having everything all laid out as far as ticket sales.
So when did ticket sales go on?
In the next couple weeks.
Next
Yeah,
couple weeks?
so our goal, and last year they struggled with sales. They didn't get their entertainer locked in until almost March, which really
That's
hurts.
late, yeah.
Yes. So our goal is to get them out early this year. We'd love for businesses to give them out for employee bonuses for Christmas. We'd love for
That's a great
families to give them out, to that hard to buy for person, like, what do I get grandpa and grandma, that has everything that doesn't want to, we
That's
get them a
great.
ticket to the Cattleman's Ball, or whatever. It's, again, 100% of the profit goes to cancer research and things. So it's a win-win in my situation. You get to hang out with your friends both nights, and you also
So
get to
it
support
could
a
even
great
be
cause.
like, I think of like the Cozad Classics are always doing fundraisers and they're always doing raffles for volleyball tickets, but
Yep.
they could do raffles for
Yep.
Cattlemen's Ball.
There's a raffle to win a pickup. There's a raffle to win a side-by-side.
At
The
Cattlemen's Ball.
tickets, we can't, the way that the gaming sets up, they can't be sold until a certain date, type thing. But yes, there's a committee in charge of it. There is a brand new, donated Chevy Colorado, I believe is the pickup.
Yes.
Cherry red, beautiful.
Cherry red.
Yeah,
Linda's favorite.
yeah. It is a pretty pickup. So it's been donated by Platte Valley and Pony Express in collaboration, and that to raffle and to give away. So their big donation is literally a pickup truck that you can drive away. Like I said, side by side, there will be a live auction and silent auctions. The live auction items include, in the years past, a pivot, a Tempe grain trailer. I mean, so you're talking some big ticket items that if you can't even attend the ball, you can buy a new brand grain trailer. And things, there'll be links to be able to sign up and do
live auction.
silent and live auction.
I don't know if we could get a trip to Vietnam or not, but last year at the ball, they had several packages and it was a trip to Italy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, which was quite popular. I think they had 2 of those. So,
Yeah.
there are auctions all weekend. There's an auction Friday night.
And
there's
all
an
of that
auction
money, just to
Saturday
reiterate,
morning,
all of that money
there's
goes
an auction at
100%
noon, there's
to
an
auction
cancer
at
research.
Yeah.
100%.
Live auction.
So,
Guns.
yeah,
And
there's
guns,
commemorative
lots of
guns that will be there that are actually stamped and done with our Cozad logo. We get to design them as the ball hosts and things like that. So we get to put the Pony Express rider on there. We get to put the 100th Meridian on there. You know, we get to design the guns and do the way that we want to commemorate our thing. There's, and this actual entity is a 501c3. So all donations are deductible as well. So
So are you guys gonna be at Give Big Cozad as a 501c3?
I don't know if we're available. That's a great answer.
What was
to
that?
ask if we're gonna be at the Give Big Cozad as an event.
It's too late.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that was signed up,
We closed that.
signed up
Why
in
didn't you
August.
sign this?
I don't know.
Sorry, I should have had you guys a couple months ago.
Yeah, sneak that in on the paperwork.
I never even thought about it.
I never thought of that
I got
either. I'm doing all these other
You're
things.
doing a lot of other things.
Yeah, I didn't even know, I didn't even think
Well,
about it.
I'm on the board, but I didn't even think about it, so. We could do a write-in.
Yeah.
But I think it's, one thing that I know Bobby Joe's really excited about is the history tent.
Oh, yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's,
I mean, Marlene is sitting here.
yes.
We're definitely.
She's on both. She gets a little bit of the art tent and the history tent as far as that goes, but we really wanted to walk them through the history of this area. Not many people or not many younger generations know that we were the alfalfa capital of the world. You couldn't throw a stone and not hit a D-high mill, but that started clear back when we shipped everything like baled on rail car. They had actual like horse-drawn elevators that would load loose hay and stack hay onto the trains and things like that. So the area around, I mean, there's a lot of outlaw history that some of the northern communities are going to work on and bring here, and stuff. The Jesse James, gang and all that is going to be hopefully included in the history tent and work through. The Gothenburg is going to focus on Pony Express and their Swedes, and stuff like that. And I give them gut vibes, like, you get 1/2 a table for the Swedes, type things, being the haymakers that we are. But, so the area gets to, there's several from each area that are going to be involved in that tent and involved in that showcase. And we not only want to do it, like I said, there's a surprise hopefully coming that was a Cozad icon that's going to be refurbished and brought back to life, and things that hopefully become a focal point of the ball and stuff like that. And our town square, as we're hoping to call it. And
Yeah, I think of like when you're talking about Cattlemen, I guess I think of, Lexington with the olive, and it's part of a gang, but they were Cattlemen from Texas that came up and they really kind of controlled this area.
Yep.
And the whole gambling with John J. Cozad.
Yep. And the changing the name, Robert Henry was a Cozad and changed his name so that he wasn't associated with the gambling and the everything. And
well, the fact that Cozad, the town, tried to change its name to Gould.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
For a few months.
Change the name to what?
Gould, Gould, and the railroad wouldn't acknowledge that they changed the post office name to Gould, so people didn't get mail and things. I'll have to talk to Laura about that. She's actually working on a history book of Cozad.
Oh, really?
That we hope is good.
Well,
We were trying to get it done for the 150th, and that just didn't happen, so maybe we can have it done for.
Well, it's right by Willow that the railroads had to make the 50% mark or whatnot, and we happened to be watching the Men Who Build America, type thing, and that was, I mean, it's a staple, it's where they even had a little showcase. I was
Yeah,
like, that's Willow Island.
Do you have the UP involved too? Yeah.
Not yet, but
Not
we're
yet.
working on it, because it is a staple in this area, type thing that maybe doesn't fly as far north or south, it's unique to here and stuff, but yeah, a lot of history that's kind of, a century or so old that it's maybe needing renewed and retaught. So that's our living history through it, and just to showcase, again, not just Cozad, but the area and what made people settle here, what made people stay here, what continued to drive our industry, what has changed over the years.
Yeah, so you have Marlene with the art group. Do you have somebody with the 100th Meridian helping you out too with that history?
A little bit, yep. We have Beatties, so they're in charge, Beatties. Do you say it Beatties? I always said Beatties. But
Who?
Beatties, yeah, Barb.
Oh, Barb Baby.
Yeah, her and her husband are in charge of the history tent, so they're one of our 32 subcommittees type thing, and so they're reaching out. Of course, they're big involved in the Plum Creek Museum and things like that as well. So he was super excited about bringing all kinds of horse-drawn equipment out to have it hooked up to horses.
Yeah, he was wanting to bring in, actual implements.
Yep.
Where a lot of times you go to the history tent and it's just flyers.
Yeah.
But hands-on, maybe you can touch it, see it.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun. A lot of fun. So what's gonna happen over in the art tent?
So the art tent has two sides to it. It not only has the art display and the wine tasting, which happens to be a big hit in the afternoon, but there are different
I would think that would be a big hit, yeah.
Yeah, different artists that are showcasing their own work, and it's not just Western art, although we have had several bronze sculpturists and things in the years past, which are getting pretty far and few between. It's not a big art. You can commission your own. It'll be a lot. I know the Henry is getting involved. They have a lot of artists in residence that we've even kind of reached out to and see if they would come back to this area and things and do something. So we'd like to showcase, obviously we have the Henry Museum here, which is a huge asset to this community. The amount of original artwork is unbelievable. The new gallery is fantastic. All that kind of stuff. So we also want to include, I don't want to take anything on site. It's scary to me to have that kind of money sitting out there in a canvas tent, but at the same time, we want to bring people through and showcase that as well as the art, because art in that is a big draw.
And it's not just Cozad, I hate to say Cozad, but we need to get,
The area.
the area, the greater.
Yep.
Well, it's
County.
Nebraska.
It's talk about the things that are here, but, it starts Friday night at 4:00. A lot of people are gonna be coming into our area Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because there's a golf tournament. Yeah, and it's mainly the men Saturday. The women need
Things to do.
they need something to do. And so we want these women to come and tour the Henry and maybe do a little shopping in our
Yeah, you
area.
guys reached out to Cozad Tourism yet?
We're on the works of it. We'd like to do an area sip and shop. We'd actually like to do a wine tour or whatnot, where you wouldn't even have to be the winery. It's not just Max Creek and Brady and things like that, but we'd like to do a wine stop to where you can host. And we were talking about having different wineries from the area come in and set up in a business, kind of like Rustic and Red does their sip and shop or whatnot.
Or in the green space.
Yeah, anything, just get people through. We don't tell the Cattlemen's Ball board this, I'll close your ears. But, we want them to come off site too. You know what I mean? And a lot of the focus and a lot of what we do will keep people entertained on site, but we want them to explore the area. Again, 5,000 people are coming to this area. It's going to take motel rooms from all the communities.
There'll be
It's gonna
people in
take-
North Platte, there'll be people staying in Kearney.
Yeah. So, I mean, we want everyone to come down and then we want to showcase the entire area. We want Broken Bow businesses to benefit from it too. We want to showcase their town and have them be involved and be able to go up and spend a half a day
Well,
there.
yeah,
or
and I mean.
on
when
their
you
way
say-
home, even if that's the direction you travel home, make sure you hit that area. Some of the places on Sunday that aren't typically open, we'd like them to be open for this event. We'd like to to do some community-wide things to promote this event outside of its operating hours and outside of its tent space, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking even art, Mona just opened their
Yep.
new edition. That's quite spectacular too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, we say it's the early stages, we have a lot of the big things knocked out, but a lot of these, that's the opportunity. We are welcoming all ideas, all that kind of stuff. Again, the entertainment is booked, the caterers are booked, so don't tell me you want Zach Talk to come sing, or whatever. I asked Ashley McBride, she's one of my favorites, and she turned me down, so,
Reba,
yeah, Reba's $1 million.
$1 million to bring Reba in.
We wanted Benjamins to fund the Reba thing, but.
He goes, what?
So those things like are booked, they're done, they're settled, and stuff. I love music as much as everybody, and so it's funny how much.
Okay, well, we
when
did get
opinion
back to
is.
that. So tickets hopefully go on sale in a couple weeks.
Yep.
And then from there, what gets announced? Like music, when does that get announced?
It will be announced at the same time as
Same
tickets
time
are.
as tickets.
Yeah, so that'll be our big announcement when tickets go on sale. You'll be able to see which entertainers you'll be coming to get to. And again, Friday and Saturday night. Now I want.
So when you buy tickets, are the concerts?
So two sets of tickets.
Right.
The Trail Boss, which is the entire inclusive event, is
Okay.
$400. Again, you get 4 meals, 2 concerts, and all the exclusive activities. It runs from 4 o'clock on Friday through the event close on Saturday night or Sunday morning, whichever way you want to look at it. So, because there's a dance.
And 100% of that goes to
And
cancer.
100% of that goes to cancer, 100%. Again,
In Nebraska.
4 meals, like you're talking Friday night supper, which is usually a catered event of like
Upscale hors d'oeuvres.
yeah, upscale charcuterie and like really unique tasting type thing. Saturday breakfast is a little more hands-on pastries, that kind of thing. Saturday luncheon, you're talking filet, full dessert, full wine, all that kind of stuff. Saturday night prime rib buffet. So 4 meals at $400. I mean, good luck going around town and doing
that's
Friday
good
and
to
Saturday night, So that gets you on a Trail Boss ticket is the all-inclusive. Now a Trail Hand ticket, you get entrance into it, and please do not quote me. I think it's either noon or 1 o'clock on Saturday. So you will be able to go through, you'll get the style show, you'll get the draft horse demo, you'll get the wine and art tasting, you'll get all the tents, you can go through that. It's a little more, there's gonna be an influx more of people, so it's not quite the exclusive laid back. It's a little more county fair style, you're going through. And then you get Saturday night's buffet meal and Saturday night's entertainment and the dance afterwards and things. So still plenty of music, still plenty of entertainment, but 1 concert, 1 meal, and then the dance afterwards along with the on-site stuff. So that entrance is $150.
Okay, that's good to know.
So
As you were saying all these things about upscale things, what's the dress code for this?
I was gonna say that everybody says, what do you wear?
it's in the
And
middle of a pasture
It's in the middle of
in
pasture.
June.
So not
Yeah.
high heel.
I tell people to wear something comfortable. Yeah. You are gonna see everything, won't you, Joanne? You're gonna see women that come, with
To the
beautiful
nines.
designer outfits and heels and
Boots and
Saturday.
jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It'll be everything. And you're
I
welcome.
wore-
There is no dress code. Like, come as you're comfortable.
Yeah,
Come
big
as you are.
shoes are what I wore.
I wore a cream dress and it rained 4 inches that
Yeah,
morning.
and it rained and you wore.
It was tied up in a knot, but it was mud.
You'll see lots of jeans.
Yeah.
Lots of jeans. You just come comfortable.
Yeah.
You really do. And Saturday.
I'm just thinking, for some people who've never been, there might be a stigma that, oh, this is
Nope.
fancy.
No.
No, and it kind of, when you say the Cattleman's ball, to me, I'm with you. I'm like, this
You
is
think
black
it's a
tie,
dance,
this is
yeah.
crazy kind of sort of thing. I don't know, for 28 years, they've been calling it that. It's just kind of what it is. And it is an upscale event. There is a lot of unique qualities to it type thing as far as the whole Encompass event, but it's come as you are, relax as you want, but you wear shorts, maybe bring bug spray, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If it's gonna rain, maybe bring a coat, those
definitely
kind of
bring
things. So,
sunscreen.
yeah,
You see a lot, in the afternoon, the young girls, you see a lot of little short skirts
Yeah.
and the cowboy boots. You can tell who's just bought a pair of cowboy boots because their feet hurt already. So, but it's a party
Party in
in
a
the
pasture.
Benjamin pasture.
Yeah.
So where's something to party in the pasture? I mean, there's no pavement.
When do you take the cattle out of the pasture?
Hopefully a week before.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
that's just something to think
We're
about.
not gonna go out real soon, let's put it that way. That area will be fenced. I mean, they won't be in that area for a while because they'll have to go in and they'll have to put in some roads.
Yep.
And some pathways and.
There's camping on site, so it's primitive, but there are people that bring RVs, there are people that bring and camp themselves. There will be shuttle buses that'll be running from town, you know, as far as DD driving and just accommodating people, you know, sometimes you ride a shuttle from in town, you get dropped off right at the door versus
So will
parking.
the parking be in town then and you'll get shuttled?
There'll
out?
be both, there'll be parking on site and things, again, it'll be in the pasture, so you're walking on even ground and
Yeah.
maybe, I mean, if you get there late on Saturday, it might be a mile walk, you know.
Well,
Put it
and
accordingly.
there'll be lots of golf carts.
Yep,
That
there'll be
will
some
pick
shuttle
you
there.
up when you park, like,
And then
I can't walk that
people
far.
haulers or tractors and trailers and all people too, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they will.
We
Hey,
try and
Rebecca,
get everybody
Park
there.
a mile
Hay
away,
rack
but-
rides,
Pardon?
hay rack rides, do you know?
That, well, sort of,
Yeah.
yeah, that type of thing.
We're toying with the idea of doing, a chuck wagon breakfast. So you would buy additional tickets type thing, be able to ride the chuck wagon and over the hill and have a breakfast, you know, that's all over the campfire, kind of old style, and then come back. But it's in the stages. It might be a yes, go or no go kind of sort of thing. But there's still a lot of ideas being thrown around. And again, other than the entertainment is booked and the meals are
Yeah.
booked, like
But
if you'd
doesn't
like
that-
to throw this idea.
Give
we're
you
more
like
than-
a big sense of relief that the entertainment's already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a budgeted thing and no one understands entertainment, you know, everybody's like, Zach Top, you know, well, he's $250,000, you know, type thing for an event. Our goal is to have fun and to put on a big production, but our ultimate goal is to raise money to give it to cancer. You know, it's not to throw $1 million Reba McEntire concert and be able to donate $250,000 to it after we did $1 million worth of fundraising. You know, that is our ultimate goal is to fund cancer research. That's the whole point of us doing that, is to be able to put that on. So we also start with, I think it's $1,000 seed money. So we are putting this event on by the blood, sweat, and tears and the donations and the generosity of our community, of our people. I mean, it's kind of like the Kids Craft Corner when they put out, hey, save all your toilet paper rolls. We don't have a toilet paper roll drop yet, but I mean, we have everything else. The table decorations will be made by hand. They're a zero budget. So everything that comes from that is local donations, locally made, locally scavenged, or locally fundraised.
Yeah, okay, so
So-
when you're talking about donations, does that fall to you guys or is that one of your?
Yeah, it's one of the
Elite eight
subcommittees, but I
So
guarantee you,
who would people contact if they would like to donate?
I'll put all that up so on the
website.
yeah, on the website, on our
Okay.
contact. Again, that QR code will link to that. It's a click button and stuff like that. So that's really easy,
Great.
easy to find as far as our financial committee. Here in town, Bill Wilkins is, no, I lied.
No. Bill Wilkins is
Yeah,
doing.
Bill Wilkinson is doing the,
Live auction.
yes, he's
I'm
doing the
glad
live
to see
auction.
other people.
I
do
have
that.
7 million names in my thing as far as what is doing what, but, we have an underwriting committee going right now that is
Yeah,
looking.
Tim is too, I think.
Yes, Tim Slottick, there you go. Tim Slottick in town is our underwriting chair for Cozad, alone. And again, there's different ones in different communities and things like that. So reach out to me, reach out to Levi, reach out to Howdy or Linda. Again, look at the website, go through, we have all those clicks and those
Yeah.
buttons. And there are people that are coming around. That underwriting committee has been hard at work as far as getting donations and things like that. So the silent auction tent, we try and do donations that are something over $100 or more, because I mean, it becomes such a big event to try and put on little tiny gift baskets type thing. I'd rather everybody collaborate, put a bigger gift basket together or something like that, but we will take any and everything under consideration. Again, this community and our surrounding area is so generous as far as that
Yeah,
goes.
so what I hear you saying though is, for businesses especially, try to come up with something for Thursday, Friday to do in town.
Yeah, like I said, we'd like to showcase mean, our main thing is the event. We're gonna have enough going on at that.
Yeah.
We do really want to incorporate the town and things like that. So again, any ideas? We talked big time about when the guys are golfing, which is gonna be held at Gothenburg at the,
Oh, at Wild Horse?
yeah, at Wild Horse there.
Ladies golf too.
Yes, we talked about having Cozad host a ladies event, type thing. We talked about, again, a sip and shop to where there would be trolleys around to where they don't even have to be in their own cars. As far as that goes, we talked about doing community things. So again, ideas as far as that goes on what we can do. It's the middle of June. It's a perfect time for any outdoor weather, whether the community wants to get together and do a craft show in the park, things like that. We're more than open to ideas and people willing to help and throw that together as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we want it to be, again, not just this event. We want it to be a 4-day spectacular, community-wide.
I think, one thing that impressed me when we went to last year's at Blue Hill, just a small community. And as we were driving to the site, we went through Blue Hill and there were signs everywhere. There's a huge sign over the main street when the main street was pretty well vacant. Welcome Cattlemen, and everybody had their lights on.
Yeah. They lit up the bridge. They cleaned
did.
up town like it was
This
just.
bridge was all lit up, and I mean, you thought that somebody really special was coming into town, but it was just a small community that went together and did this. Made you feel welcome.
I'd like for the overpass to be done by then. I
It's
don't
not
think
going
it's-
to be. Yeah.
That's gonna be fun, trying to get 4,000 people over that one lane at a time, but we'll route them around it, you know
I
what I
think most
mean?
of the people that come here have been through a construction site.
They were through
It
the
will
cones
take,
to get
it
here.
will take a while, but they can come through Highway 30 or whatever, but most of the people that come to this event are going to pass through Cozad, one way or the
Yeah.
other. And I just hope Cozad gets all excited and makes everybody feel welcome.
Yeah, so what can the average person do to help stoke that excitement?
Buy tickets, spread the word,
Spread the word.
type thing, and just, I guess, educate yourself a little bit about it. Go to the website, go to our Facebook page, ask questions if you have any concerns about it, and just literally spread the word and be knowledgeable about it and excited about it to excite other people.
I say that because sometimes I think people in general, if you say, oh, what's there to do in Cozad? Some people will say there's nothing to do in Cozad, and there's lots to do in Cozad.
Yes.
So, have you thought about reaching out to like the gas stations to give them kind of a 411 about what's going to be happening,
Yes.
so they can say,
We haven't done it yet, but yes. I mean, again, some of this is all
Yeah.
timeline sensitive.
or
as far as
the rest areas, to let them know, hey, next year, as people are coming by, you can say, Cattleman's Ball's gonna be happening, and it does this, and this.
Any and all ideas, that would be great. Like I said, we plan on we would love volunteers to just, as you travel, drop flyers off. As far as that, again, our flyers, hopefully, everyone's kind of in that new age, a little bit of using their phones and a QR code. So you can take an entire sheet and someone will read the first 3 sentences and walk on, but you can do a graphic design and something like the horses, with haying, and all of a sudden it stops somebody. Well, the next flyer can have the Henry Museum art on it. We plan on showcasing a lot of that and then just bringing them to the informational site, because again, you can do 2 lines of information and they might read it, or you can spark their interest and bring them in, and then they will hopefully explore the site. So again, our media team and the ones that are in charge of that, the advertising, the everything from ticket sales to our big pamphlet and booklet and things like that, are doing some innovative ways and stuff. But if people have some ideas that they've used on their businesses, if they have a website on their business that they can reach out, that they do, just even in your travels, spread the word.
Yeah,
Be more
so
than
like
willing
the
to drop
library,
flyers by.
if I can start putting things about, hey,
Yep.
Cattleman's Ball, Cattleman's Ball.
Yep. I would like to do something that's printable, you know, to where you don't have to come to me to get 10 things or whatever. But if you print off 3 flyers or 10, you know, half dozen flyers or something when you're headed to North Platte, and the 3 stops that you make, you know, you hang them up on their bulletin boards, or you drop them off at a business that you think one would be interested in either helping with the Cattleman's Ball or just attending it, you know, type thing. Spread the word.
I know Cozad Tourism used to have Marlene, you can probably help me on this. They used to have a flyer drop off, a flyer swap. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Where, I want to say in May, like all the different tourism
Oh, that's right,
groups
they do.
will take flyers about what's going on, and then they swap them.
Yeah.
And then they take them back to.
So we did a little bit of that with our Elite 8, was like, okay, let's get a timeline going for all the fairs, all the festivals, all the parades, so that we can have the spurs at every one of them, so we can get the buzz of the community knowing what's coming on. Just even that, oh, it's coming to Cozad next year. Oh, it's gonna be, you know, oh, I never thought of it. Or, and they're really adamant that you don't announce that year's ball until the other one is over. One, because you don't want to take away from the other ball and all the hard work that they've done, or you don't want to say, oh, it's going to be in Cozad next year, it's a lot closer, I'll go to that one, you know, type thing. But again, any and all of the buzz and the talk and stuff, we appreciate it if it's positive. I can guarantee you I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, we're going to make a lot of faults. So we're going to do the absolute best we can, you know, but we'll have thought of something after the fact, or we'll have to X-nay something.
Oh, everybody
because,
does that.
yes, so, but you know, the positive thing would be great, but yeah, spread the word, plan on it as families and things like that.
Do you have flyers available yet?
Not yet. I mean, they're in the work and things like that. The actual catalog, when you buy your tickets, gets mailed out, your tickets get mailed to you, like that, so,
And so that's all coming.
that's all
in
coming
the
soon.
next
I
couple
wish it was
weeks.
right now.
And when,
Yeah.
when you come into the gate,
Oh,
you
you get a
receive a
bag?
bag,
Yes,
and it's got the brochure, and it's got all kinds of things to
swag
do in
bag.
the area.
it has a swag bag, correct, and that's another thing, if the businesses would like to get in online, even just, promoting business cards, things like that, contact us and
And
we'll
we
see
get
about.
stuff in those bags.
Yep,
Yeah.
and we
Or
like.
even like coupons to say, hey, when you come back to Cozad.
Yep,
And
Yep.
these-
and other things that were,
These are really handy for when you leave and you take all the wine glasses that are still on the table that say Nebraska, Cattleman, Joanne, and I were.
packing of everything.
You can get your own set of wine glasses.
But there are functional things to put in there. The hospital provided fans, like just hand fans. So reach out to us if you're a business that wants to do your own promotional things and the ideas as far as marketing and what we could maybe use, what things that we've known in the past that were really neat or that would fit in with our design and our theme and things like that. So
What is your?
meet us at the 100th Meridian. So where the east meets the west, meet us here. So that's. And I think there's a 5K run that will be done that Saturday morning, and it's gonna follow the 100th Meridian.
Is it gonna start in town or is it gonna be out?
That's not been determined yet, because they're
Okay.
trying to figure out exactly a route. If they can get through and do more of a pasture run, I thought that would be kind of cool and something unique.
Yeah.
And run right, like I said, if they can, obviously you can find the coordinates these days or whatever and see if they can find.
Because of the snakes, is that what you?
There's not gonna be any snakes.
I
There's no snakes in your pasture.
Do you,
don't know.
No, see,
do you have an artist yet,
as far as what?
that's gonna come and do art? Did John Grosser ever call you?
He didn't contact me about any of that, though. They've never had an actual artist, like, as far as do art on stage or anything like that I know of. It might
Now, in
be,
We
Weeping
have.
Water they
We
did.
have.
oh, they did?
Yeah, and
Okay, the
John,
ones I have
He's
attended.
kind of offered. to
John
do it, so
was
he
the
talked to me about it.
artist that for the
Possible.
Weeping, because he grew up in Weeping
He's in the
Water.
Carolinas somewhere.
Ashley's done it.
That's right.
Ashley.
Smith Snoggle.
Who?
Ashley,
Ashley
she did the
Smith
one
Snoggle.
with John Cook and.
She's very good too. She
Oh,
does
is
a
it
lot
Ashley Olson?
of Husker work
No,
and
it's
things like
Ashley.
that.
Oh, okay.
As far as, she's in Elkhorn.
So again, any of those
She's got
names,
mine.
write them on a note,
You
drop
know,
me a postcard, send
They
it.
do it on stage.
Don't call me up at 9 o'clock at night
Yeah.
or, well, maybe that would be better, but during the day, you're trying to
Ashley
drive down
Spitz-
the road and write down a name, but,
No.
Well, do you have, I mean, I know Joanna and Al, you've been to many Cattlemen's balls. Do any of you have questions or other things to say? I've learned so much from you two ladies. It's kind of overwhelming. I'm appreciative that
Yeah,
you don't look as overwhelmed as I feel.
there's also advertising, like this is the big, this is last year's, you don't call it a brochure, what do you call it? Just their booklet? Yeah, it gets sent out there, so there's a lot of advertising, yeah, the program. A lot of advertising, available for businesses. These are, again, for sale on different page ads as far as advertising.
So is your media crew in charge of that?
The underwriting group is in charge of it and stuff. So again, our website will have a link, and I hope that that's all up and going as I'm telling everybody. But, again, talk about it with your business again. I know a lot of businesses are going through either their budgeting by now or their year end or their things like that. So don't forget about us. Again, 100% to cancer research. And again, it goes back to our area. You know, we get 10% back. So
Yeah, as people are like doing their year end tax write-offs.
yeah. Oh, I have an extra 100,000. What should I do with it this year? Oh, I'm going to call Bobbi Joe. So that's what I would like. Yeah. Again,
I think you have to take off many zeros and then we can talk.
but $10 at a time from everybody in the
Yeah.
community ends up to 400. I mean, we have a
That's
4,000.
100,000, yeah.
It becomes a lot of money. And then we get to expand on that and make it even bigger. And then they get to take our money and expand on that and make it even bigger. So again, the 2 million that our goal to set can easily turn into 10 million,
Yeah,
can easily
so-
turn into 20 million at
Yeah.
that level.
I'm really glad I had you guys here because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm sure there's other cancer awareness months also going on in October, but for people who that has hit home hard, this is something to think about and consider volunteering time for, donating money, buying tickets.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And we have things that we're gonna need, tying ribbons. We wanna do a memorial tree, you know, type thing, and tie the different cancer ribbons. You know, if somebody wants to take it on, be like,
So,
oh, instead
yeah.
of knitting
I
in
mean,
December.
are you guys gonna do that, like on social media, throw it out, like, hey, we're having a work day, whoever can come out, please
Yep,
do.
it kind of falls to those subcommittees and what they need and what their prep work becomes and what their ideas are. You know, it's not just Levi and I delegating like, we want this done and this done and this done. I mean, those
Yeah.
creative ideas become the two, but I mean, I think that it would be really neat in the Memorial Garden to have a ribbon tree to where you can hang, you know, write the name of the person. Or we thought about it, the wishing well, where you write the name on the coin and toss it in, you know what I mean? Say the prayer, send it in, because again, cancer affects all of us, and this is something that we want to take to heart and heal from it, and you know, do good with our money and things. But again, it's a camaraderie of bringing together everybody and making friends and making network and you know, meeting new people and sharing the stories and everything that goes to it, because everybody has a cancer story, every single person. So.
Well, we're running out of time, if you can believe that, because you were all worried that you weren't gonna have enough to say.
Yes, a 5-minute
5
thing.
minutes. I just want to make sure that everyone realizes Bobbi Joe's going to so much work here to entertain people that come to this area, but it's a fundraiser. And we're raising funds for research for cancer.
So there's some education in there
And
too, for
the
sure.
money that we raise stays in Nebraska. I mean, there are a lot of people that aren't aware that we have our own research labs in
Now-
Nebraska.
And
It's
Kearney
not
now.
going-
Like it's
And
close
now-
to home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're doing some remarkable things. You know, you hear the C word, but there's some remarkable things going on in these facilities in Omaha and Kearney. So,
Cancer was a death sentence, and I think now it's not, now it's treatable, and it's because of research. And
that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
We're, you know, not because we want people tramping through our pasture. We're doing it to raise funds for a worthy cause. So, and I hope everybody in the whole area gets as excited as Bobbi Joe is today.
Well, I come back to, at the very beginning, Bobbi Joe, when you said, you know, you or me. we're
you or
gonna get
me,
it.
one of us is getting cancer,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
or has had cancer.
so like you said, Linda, while the entertainment is nice, the real goal is to raise money for
Yeah.
cancer research.
And with the new center opening in Kearney, we're excited. We get to go as a group and go tour it. I know they are available for anybody that's interested. I know you can contact them and they do certain, you get on a list and go and tour the facility, but it also is becoming a leading place for our young execs to come. You know what I mean? Kearney is growing and booming and it is right outside our door, but they are bringing in brilliant minds in the research, in the medical field. So it is benefiting, you know, everybody talks about going to Mayo and things. Well, that becomes a big deal when you're traveling to Minnesota, or there are 3 Mayo clinics, but we have Kearney, Nebraska outside our door. And that's something that we need to grow and feed and make sure that it stays here and stays up and coming and on, you know, the leading edge of research. Their goal is right now, Nebraska is one of the top communities with cancer, like one of the top states that is per capita cancer driven. Their goal is to make it one of the lowest, if not the lowest in 10 years. That's a lofty goal for them to do, but the amount of progression that they're making on that goal in the last 4 or 5 years is kind of staggering as far as the leaps and bounds that they're going. And so in having that research that close to home and being that innovative and that on top of the game brings better in as well. So that funding goes to bring intelligent minds to our area and to our community. So, yeah.
Well, unless you have questions, thank you so much for coming
Absolutely.
today.
Thank you for having me.
Give me just a second. We'll end